Yes, I'm gonna be sharing a dream that I had. Um, that was on the night of April 2005. It was a dream about going down a river that was very calm and serene in a raft or boat. This picture that I show here is very similar to the raft or boat that was on the river. Okay, it wasn't one of those rounded ones or anything like that. And anyways, I was in the raft, the raft-like boat, in there with two friends, and in the same river that we were going down, there was like a kind of a forked area in it, because there was an area that was more the water and stuff was moving swifter and more rapid and everything than where we were going. And there was this boat that was similar to ours, that was wedged in a part of the river that was that side that was going more swift and rapidly. Okay. And one of my friends got out of the boat, ours, the one we were in, and got into the other boat. And then all of a sudden, that boat started to move. It somehow unwedged itself, and it came and started floating down the swift side of the river. And that was in like the opposite way because of the fork and everything. It was going the way where the rapids and was real swift and everything, and further away from us than the side we were on. We were still floating down that calm and peaceful part of the river and everything, and I was getting frantic how to get my other friend back to get to him. And the other friend that I had in the boat with me was very calm and not concerned really at all. It kind of seemed oblivious to what was going on, and didn't seem to really, almost kind of like didn't seem to care really that we were split up. And so I thought that was really strange. But I had this terrible feeling of dread and fear in the dream, okay, that something was wrong, that okay, wait, something's wrong, hello, and like mayday type thing. Like, okay, do you really not know there's something wrong with this? Okay, we're going down this river together, and with the raft and everything, and we get and pick up this well, not pick up, but we go to this where this raft is, and the friend goes to investigate to see if anybody's there, basically, and if anybody needs any help or there's a note or anything, I don't know why she got in there, but anyway, she got in there. And then it starts moving and it's going the opposite way and everything. And you're like, this, no big deal. Like, it's okay, like you're not even paying attention. But yeah, I know it's a weird dream, but this is what I dreamt about. And then, of course, I woke up. Never was resolved exactly what happened, if we got to that person, got the person back, or what happened to him or nothing. But yeah, that was what I dreamt. With a lot of the things that has been going on, and what I know is, I just feel it in my spirit that is getting ready to happen. Although in tribulations that we have going on, and I don't mean the great tribulation for this, but in tribulations and trials and stuff that we have, sometimes one person goes, kind of goes to the wayside, and maybe goes and does something that takes a path that really isn't the best path or the most safe path to go down. And there are lots of problems and waves, turbulence, whatever you want to say. And they have to go through that, kind of like when we go through the storm, so to speak. It's not a literal storm. Well, it can be, I guess you can be, of being attacked or anything like that in spiritual warfare. But these are things, the trials are usually, well, they probably both are, or in my case anyways, any trials and tribulations I've had, they all were right around the time of different things going on, reflections, a big decision having to be made, and the conflict that was within about what exactly to do, which way I should go. Of course, that, a lot of times I didn't always pray about it first before I reacted, but many of us have, and honestly, anybody that says they didn't, they're fooling themselves, because I know there have been people that have done this and make decisions before consulting God. We've all done it. It's not the wisest thing to do, because when you do those kind of things and you don't pray about it and you don't consult God and wait for an answer of which way to go, and you make the hasty decision, you make it while you're in the flesh, and it's usually not a very good decision. And if it's not what is the will of God, what he has purposed for you, different things, especially if you're going out doing it on your own and basically to be seen or something, depending on what it is, of course. There's lots of consequences usually for those actions. It's like when you go to get into a relationship with somebody, you don't want to date one time and then all of a sudden you get married. I know that's kind of extreme, but you want to know a little bit about the person. You want to know how they are, if it's meant to be, if that's what God wants for you in your life. Okay? Not that you can't do it, you can. But if it's the wrong decision, you have lots of consequences and different things that will happen and occur in your life, and headaches and turmoil and all kinds of stuff that will befall you. And most people accredit it to karma. It's not karma. God is our creator. He made us. And if we're supposed to be led and have the Holy Spirit indwelling in us, we're not supposed to make those kind of decisions. We can, especially when we listen to our flesh. We can actually do it. But it all has to be taken to God in prayer. It really does. I've really learned over the years that when you don't do that, it's not good. And he knows what's best for you. He wants what's best for you, but he also has a predestined path for you that was already before you were ever created, before you were ever knit inside your mother's womb. It's been all known what that's going to be. We just a lot of times take a long time figuring it out when we think more of the world and don't listen to God's voice and follow it. When he tries to direct you and lead you into what's best, and you just have so many problems. Many of the things that I was struggling with, I think, is what also came about in these dreams that were occurring at that time, because there was a lot of conflict going on at that time in my life. And I was married to my children's father, and I loved him with all my heart. And he wasn't a bad man, but he did do some bad things at times and made some bad decisions, and I did too. I'm not perfect. No one is perfect. And there were lots of people that were not so nice and desirable to be in your life that came in our life at that time, and excuse me, all hell broke loose. And I mean, there was conflict of us trying to break up because people were trying to get in the middle. I also have had dealings with Jezebel Spirit quite a few times, and mostly it was a female that had the Jezebel Spirit, but I did encounter a couple males that had the Jezebel Spirit also that caused turmoil throughout my life. So I have dealt with the Jezebel Spirit, so I do know some of the things that are characteristic for that spirit when it comes around and it's influencing someone. I never really came up. I don't believe I did anyways. I mean, I guess it could have, but I think I would have known if there was an actual possessed person I ever came in contact with. But I did come across many people that were influenced by demonic spirits, definitely. And they were pretty strong at that time, considering the level that I was at, because I was still on a lot of the milk. And it was hard to, it was pretty hard to withstand. And I didn't have, I would say that I have more of a support system now, and others that are like-minded and are helped to be more encouraging and understanding when you talk about things that you've gone through, and they help uplift you than I did at that time. The only one I had at that time that was encouraging and uplifting and helped me, which she had her own things that she was going through at the time too, but that was the only one really I had for sure that I could turn to, was my mom. That was family. There weren't too many church members that were at that time very sympathetic. They were very judgmental at the time, so there wasn't too many that weren't. And we lost a few of the church members actually that passed away, some of the ones that were very good and very understanding and tried to help and mentor you, but God took them home, and then it came to be not too many that you could talk to. Yeah, I know where a lot of people are coming from when they say certain things, sometimes in the comments, or a certain video will pop up on my feed and I'll watch, and then some of the testimonies I've heard. I know where a lot of these people are coming from. I've experienced a lot of it myself too. I've shared some of my testimony, not really all of my testimony, because like I said, there's a lot of testimony to share. As I'm 50 now, so I have quite a bit of testimony. I would say at least a good 20-30 years of testimony. Yeah, well, maybe more than that. Because I mean, if I go back at the very beginning of different things that was going on, so kind of a background part of how I started out, even before coming to the faith, and then going into when I came to Christ, and why I didn't have a lot of big spiritual growth, I think, at that time, was because I didn't really have that much guidance. I didn't have a lot of mentoring and that to help me understand what do I do. And I mean, I was reading the Word, but when I first started out reading, I really didn't understand it. And I started in the King James, but I didn't feel that, I needed to go to a different version or something like that. I read it, I got it, but I didn't have the deep understanding. So I honestly wondered if, okay, well, am I doing something wrong? Am I reading it wrong or something? I know it did help later on whenever I got a study Bible that has some of the little commentaries and some background stuff, and that. But the biggest growth, well, I have had other growth throughout the years, but it was right after having a huge conflict that finally I had a breakthrough, and I got to that point where I don't know, I guess in maturity of the growth itself, I was able to through guidance and it's hard to explain, but every step of the way, God's been there, always there, and the urging and with love and understanding to don't give up. And I knew never to give up, but I never really felt alone. A lot of people say that they weren't sure and things like that. I never really felt alone, not any time actually, like really, really alone. I always knew that he was there, but there were times he was quiet, and I don't know, maybe it was at that time, maybe there was something that just maybe I had I don't know. I really don't know. It's still it's not 100% clear to me. Maybe it was something, a trial I had to go through, and that I didn't feel like I said, I didn't feel like I was completely alone at that time, that he left me. I may not have been hearing really literally like hearing from him, but I did still have answered prayers and stuff. So I know that he was hearing my prayers. They were getting answered. Many of them did get waylaid, but they were being answered. So I know he was there and he was listening. It was just, I guess, something I had to go through and learn and grow from it. And there's no way whatsoever without him, without Jesus, without God there at all times. And I don't know if you want to say guardian angel or that helping. Well, I don't know. Would you say, yeah, in a way it is, but I don't know if you would say that particularly. But there's no way that I don't see how anybody can think that they're not being watched over, even when you are in the world. You're watched. I really truly believe you're watched from birth, because he knows who is and isn't going to, because he already has a plan for everyone. Okay. And I would truly believe, yes, he does want everyone saved. Of course, that's not going to all happen. Everybody is not all going to be saved. Scripture even says that. But yeah, I don't see how anybody can believe that you're not watched over, that the things, or even I've even heard people say that if God's so good and this and that, how come this and this happens? Well, how come good things happen to, or how come bad things happen to good people? And I'm like, that's not God doing that. God don't cause confusion and all these other things and the really, really bad things to people and stuff. He don't do that to you. He's not gonna purposely hurt you and things like that. No, that's the enemy's doing that, causing those things like that. Okay, now mind you, there's a little more to it there, but yeah, it's not like, I heard something a long, long time ago. Somebody said that, and I mean, it's kind of silly now probably, but that that we're all ants and God's got a magnifying glass, like God's with a magnifying glass and doing like, kind of like magnifying the sun on us to hurt us and everything. And I was like, no, you don't do that kind of stuff. I couldn't believe this person even like making a joke like that, and thinking stuff like that is, wow. I don't know. People, I think back to some of the things that was said when I was younger, and what people believe. People who still believe that today, things like that. But yeah, it's weird. It's crazy, but and probably they will continue to go thinking things like that, even for a while. Well, I would say before they wake up, but honestly, I don't think everybody's gonna wake up. They're going to still be asleep and be fooled and continue on the way they're doing and everything until the end. There's many of them that are gonna do that. They're gonna be so absorbed in everything else and then not really paying attention to everything, think it's the best thing. They'll probably take the mark, and once they do, that's it. It's all over. There's no coming back from that if they take the mark. There's no coming back from that. And countless people I've heard talking about it. I need to get my I need to get my mind out. My what I'll probably do is a video of those if you're left and like that. If I'm led to do that. I don't know. Maybe I'll be. I kind of trip over my words here in a way sometimes when I'm talking. I'll have to see and pray about if he wants me to do it like that, or just continue to do the dreams and the visions and how he wants me to do. I'm still not exactly sure. I know the dreams and visions I need to get there, but maybe until I get those up that I still need to do, if there's still time anyways, maybe he won't lead me any particular way until that's done, because I need to get these up because I already had the urging, so I need to get them done and get them up, and then see where he leads me then. But I will end this video here, and I don't know, I think I have one or two, maybe more, maybe, I'm not sure, and I'll see how many of them I can get up. Not sure how much more space I have, but I'll try to get as many as I can. And I hope everybody has a blessed evening, and God bless you, and see you in the next one.